Howdy, all you buckaroos. It's time to learn how God loves you. So come on now, get out of your pew. Eric's got a great children's message for you. Boy, howdy.
Hello, Bethlehem.
Good morning. We're in the countdown to Christmas. It is the second week in Advent, and we're going to be starting right at the very beginning today. We're talking about Adam and Eve and the promises that God made to them. But first off, let's see who we have with us this morning.
Hi, I'm Audrey. Hi, I'm Lauren.
And what was the best thing about your Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving dinner. Same.
And what was the best thing that you ate?
Cookie. Stuffing.
Lauren, you learned a story at preschool about a blind man that Jesus met. Can you tell us that story?
God came and he put mud on his eyes, and then God said, go wash it off, and he go wash it off, and then he looked around and he could see again.
God came and helped him. That's going to be a theme today. And we're also talking about promises. What are those?
It's when somebody says yes to your answer.
Even more so, it's when someone says, I will do this for you in the future. Audrey, have you ever made a promise?
Well, I have promised Lauren for something.
Yeah, what did you promise Lauren?
I said, I promise if you stay in your own bed, I'll give you this. Like that.
Okay. And Lauren, did you keep the promise? Did you stay in your bed?
No.
No? Okay, that's too bad.
That's apparently what Dad says all the time.
Sometimes it's hard to keep promises.
Does God always keep his promises?
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Well, now I'm going to have you act out the story of the very first people, Adam and Eve, using some toys. And we don't normally talk about this in Sunday school, but Adam and Eve didn't have any clothes. So I found some toys that don't have clothes. So you have to be mature about this and don't laugh as you play with them, okay?
All right, there's Adam and Eve. Have you ever noticed that Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head don't have clothes before? You have?
Because potatoes don't even need clothes.
Yeah, you're right.
God gave Adam and Eve a beautiful garden to live in. There was one rule. They could eat out of any tree in the garden except one. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And a serpent named Satan came from that tree and said to Adam and Eve,
You should eat the apple. It's tasty.
So Adam and Eve decided to
Eat it?
They didn't do what God said to do, and they realized they had done something wrong. So they went and tried to hide from God. And they felt bad. But God, he came back. He found them and tried to get them to say that they were sorry for what they had done, but they wouldn't do it. But God made a promise. He said that Satan and sin would one day be crushed. And he sent Adam and Eve to leave the garden.
Oh, that's sad.
God keeps his promises. So many years later, God sent his son, Jesus, to come to earth. Who was Jesus?
God.
Yeah?
Jesus is God. And he gives us food, and he also gave us earth
He gives earth,
to
yeah.
live on.
Uh-huh.
He's nice.
He's nice, yep. Mm-hmm.
And gives us chances.
Jesus gives us second chances. Jesus never sins. Adam and Eve just had the one rule, and they broke it. They sinned by eating that forbidden fruit. As punishment, they could have died right there at that tree. Instead, Jesus dies for their sin and for our sin. And he dies on a
Cross.
The cross is also a tree. Adam and Eve got us into this mess on a tree. Jesus saves us through a tree. After he dies, he's buried in a tomb. But is that the end of the story? No.
He came back.
That's right. Jesus came back to be with his disciples. God came back to be with Adam and Eve after they sinned and ran away from God. The disciples ran away from everybody. They went to the upper room. They were in a locked room on Easter Sunday, and Jesus still came back for them. This is what it says in Romans chapter 5, verse 18. It's on page number 1129 in your VBS Bible. So one sin of Adam brought the punishment of death to all people. But in the same way, one good act that Christ did makes all people right with God. And that brings true life for all. We have a God of second chances. We have a God who keeps his promises. We have a God who, when we sin and we hide from him, he comes and finds us. And he gives us his forgiveness. He gives us second chances. He gives us abundant life. And for that, we're thankful. Why don't you fold your hands, bow your heads, and repeat after me. Dear God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, thank you for second chances and keeping your promises. Help us to give others second chances and to keep our promises too. And all God's people said, Amen. Be blessed and be a blessing.